Liverpool et Mason Greenwood, le festival, la balade, le talent. Quelle action, quelle action.
Marseille currently lead Ligue 1 in attacking output, averaging 2.3 goals per game. Against Angers, they proved why, scoring 5 times in a statement performance. Angers tried to hold their block and resist, hoping to avoid being dragged out by Roberto de Zerbi's build-up, a structure designed to lure opponents forward and open space behind them. But Marseille's variety of attacking patterns eventually broke them down. In this analysis, we'll break down exactly how de Zerbi's Marseille dismantled Angers' defensive structure and why they look like the league's most dangerous attack right now. Before we look at Marseille's attacking ideas, let's first take a closer look at how Angers were set up defensively. Angers operated from a mid-third, mid-block, using a 4-4-2 diamond structure. They aimed to compress horizontal gaps and maintain a compact shape, shifting laterally in relation to the ball's circulation. When Marseille attempted to draw Angers out by recycling possession backward from the mid-third into the defensive third, Angers did not step up to apply a high press. Instead, they maintained their existing block, prioritizing structural stability over aggressive pressure. Only when Marseille progressed back into the mid-block zone did Angers engage more actively. In these moments, the nearest player stepped out as the first defender, applying pressure while the rest of the block remained compact. If the ball was played into wide areas, Angers did not rely solely on the nearest defender. Additional players from adjacent zones joined the press as second defenders, limiting space and making it difficult for Marseille's wide attackers to control the ball in tight areas. When Marseille successfully advanced into Angers' defensive third, Angers again reverted to a compact 4-4-2 low block, minimizing space between the lines and denying penetration. To break down Angers' defensive block, which refused to step out into higher areas during Marseille's build-up, Marseille relied on 2 main approaches. The first approach was the long ball. In this situation, Angers' players were compact around the ball in the mid-third with a strong central presence. As a result, exploiting the central space directly was not a viable option. Marseille therefore recycled possession, with the ball carrier playing a back pass to the goalkeeper to try to draw the opposition forward. However, Angers do not apply a high press up to their attacking third, so they remained in their block and did not step out. The goalkeeper then played the ball back to a nearby defender. From there, the defender carried the ball forward into the mid-third, successfully attracting Angers' block. This movement created vertical separation between Angers' defensive line and midfield line. Recognizing this gap, Marseille played a long ball into the space in behind, targeting the forward's run. The attacker was able to receive the ball behind the defensive line, leading to a box entry and a subsequent shot. A similar pattern occurred again. With Angers' mid-block once more compact in central areas, Marseille found it difficult to progress through the middle. To attract pressure, the ball was again played back to the goalkeeper, who effectively acted as an additional defender in a high position. Once again, Angers did not engage with a high press. The goalkeeper circulated possession to a defender, who stepped forward with the ball. As the defender advanced, he identified the growing gap between Angers' midfield and defensive lines, and delivered a long ball into the space in behind for the attacker's run. Although Marseille lost the initial aerial duel, a second attacker reacted quickly, moved aggressively toward the second ball, and regained possession, allowing Marseille to sustain the attack and create another dangerous moment. Marseille's second build-up approach focused on switching play across the flanks. In this sequence, Angers were once again compact around the ball in the mid-third. Marseille circulated possession toward the left side, deliberately encouraging Angers' bloc to shift in that direction. Once the bloc had moved left, Marseille played a short pass back to a nearby defender, pulling the bloc slightly back toward the central area. As two players from Angers' first pressing line stepped out to close down the ball carrier, Marseille immediately played a low, fast, direct pass into the free space on the right flank. The right wing-back, who had initially held a high position, dropped slightly to receive the pass and then exploited the open space on the right side. A similar pattern appeared again later. Through a series of short passes between defenders, Marseille subtly shifted Angers' bloc from a slightly right-sided position toward the center and then slightly left. Once Angers became compact in the desired area, Marseille played a backward pass to a central defender, forcing another defensive shift. At the moment of this shift, horizontal gaps appeared in Angers' first pressing line. Marseille exploited this gap with a firm, direct pass into the right channel. With no defender covering the far right space, a clear free zone emerged. Greenwood immediately attacked this space with a forward run, and the ball carrier found him with a quick one-touch pass, allowing Marseille to fully exploit the right flank. The most prominent attacking strategy in the attack phase was combination play. In this sequence, the moment Greenwood receives the ball, two opposition defenders immediately close him down. In addition, the central area near the box is already a 4v7 numerical inferiority situation. To overcome this disadvantage, Greenwood attempts a wall pass combination with a teammate positioned in zone 14. As soon as Greenwood plays the pass to the player on his left, the attention of the opposing defenders is momentarily drawn away, causing them to lose track of Greenwood's forward movement. As a result, despite the numerical inferiority, the wall pass combination is successfully executed in a very tight space, eventually leading to a high-quality finish and a goal. In another sequence, Gouiri drops quickly to receive the ball, simultaneously creating a passing option and drawing two defenders toward him. As soon as Gouiri receives the ball, he plays a one-touch pass to a nearby midfielder. The midfielder, who was positioned on the left side, then makes a forward run into the space created by the two defenders that Gouiri had pulled out of position. Possessor follows this with another one-touch pass into the central area, finding the attacker positioned there. Next, another attacker who had been positioned on the left side near the box makes a run toward the center, dragging one defender with him. This movement creates space on the left side inside the box. And the possessor once again delivers a one-touch pass into this newly created space. Through this series of consecutive one-touch combination plays, Angers' defensive structure begins to break down, and multiple spaces are created in succession. Once again, the defender's attention is drawn toward the ball carrier, while the run of a player attacking the 6-yard box further distracts the defensive line. As a result, a free space opens up in the central area of the box, which ultimately leads to a goal.